As you guys know, reparations is a very controversial topic, not only in the African American community, but in the diasporan community. We already know we should get some hatred from those people who don't like African Americans. For an example, there is a white Twitter influencer that put up a poll: should we pay reparations or should we just give the money to Ukraine? And if you can see what's in the background, you'll see what most of those white people thought, or those users thought. But most people that are African American or hashtag FBA like myself, we believe that we should get reparations. But when we come to the diaspora, people who are in America that might be Caribbean or African, it tends to be a mixed bag. And that leads us to the conversation of the Reparations Task Force in Atlanta, Georgia, or in Fulton County. Sister Yvette Carnell went to speak at this particular Reparations Task Force. And just so she's clear on what she means for reparations for hashtag ADOS or hashtag FBA, American Descendants of Slaves or Foundational Black Americans, here's what she believes.
Nobody did that. Ain't nobody been around here judging her blackness. what we have judged is her lineage and her attachment to American DL, descendants of slaves. She has a Jamaican parent and an Indian parent, and neither of those parents is an American DOS, descendant of chattel slavery in this country. Not everywhere slavery. We know there was slavery in other parts of the world. But if you in the Caribbean or one of those places, if you in Haiti, then your issue, as we've said here many a times, is with the French. And if you ever get reparations from the French, I will clap, I will be happy, I will throw you a party, I will buy you a drink, baby. But I will not try to take your money. I will not try to eat that fruit, because I don't have no bones buried in Haiti. My bones is buried in here. I celebrate you, I will help you, but I understand that that is yours. And I think you understand that too. So the real issue is, just like I'm not Jamaican, just like I'm not Haitian, just like I'm not Eritrean, you are not American DOS. You are not, you do not have parents and grandparents who grew up on sharecropper farms who can trace their stuff back to slavery. You do not have that. So what that means is that you are not a part of this tribe. That don't mean you are not black. It means you are not a part of this tribe.
Very simple. All we are saying as a group of people, we have a distinct, unique lineage that differs from other people because of our shared experiences. We may have come on the same slave ships as those from Haiti or Jamaica or those in Brazil, but we are different, and different countries are responsible for those different mechanisms of how they got there. If you're a Haitian person, your reparations is not going to be from the United States of America. It should be from France. Likewise, if you're a person from Jamaica or Trinidad, you would talk to the UK. If you're a person from Angola or Brazil, you would demand reparations from Portugal as the colony that oppressed you. But I want you to listen to Yvette Carnell's position on this. Let's react to it.
I'm Yvette Carnell, president of the ADOS Advocacy Foundation. And we advocate for lineage in terms of the framework. Most immigrants, not just black immigrants, most immigrants didn't immigrate to this country until the Immigration Act of 1965. So when you look at Plessy versus Ferguson, there is no reason to have a lineage versus race conversation because it's all descendants of slavery. Slavery and their descendants in 1898. We didn't have that difference until 1965 when immigrants began to flow in. Look at the data. 3/4 of Africans didn't get here until 2000. I graduated from high school in 1999. So I want you to tell me what kind of repair an African needs who got here after I graduated Howard University. We're not talking about melanin. We're talking about repair.
I absolutely agree. If an African got to the United States of America in 2000, or even before 1965, they don't qualify for reparations. It's just like me living in Uganda and I just got here and I'm asking the United Kingdom to give me reparations as a Ugandan. It just doesn't make sense. Even if I did get citizenship, it's stupid and people would laugh at me for being an asshole. That's the honest truth, because I'm stupid for asking that. I don't care how Ugandan I would feel, I would just be dumb.
And when you talk about repair, what you're doing is measuring a harm. Survivors and their heirs. We're talking about who was harmed, and you can't talk about racial segregation and everything that happened without talking about where it was anchored at. Right? It was anchored. This racialized caste was anchored in slavery. If you came over here in an airplane as opposed to a slave ship, we're different. We're the only group that has been multi-generationally oppressed in this country for 400 years. Nobody else can say that.
That's absolutely true. If you came over in a plane, or even if you got, you crossed a border to get here, you came on your own volition. You were not taken on a slave ship. She's absolutely right. And she's saying it to me without offending other groups. So now what we're gonna do is there's a 15-year-old young lady that's gonna come up and basically clap back at Yvette Carnell. Again, I don't know why she is there, but let's go ahead and check this out. And this is where the controversy comes in. In my honest opinion, Yvette Carnell has not disrespected any other group. I'm very fair and balanced. She's just saying that we are different. And that's true because Africans and Caribbeans will let us know that we're different. Remember when Michael B. Jordan had this particular rum he was trying to make? Our editor will put it back, and he tried to make this rum, and all the Caribbeans, like from Trinidad, they were saying, hey bro, you're not from our lineage, you're not from our culture. So he had to basically go ahead on and stop that, which was okay because they had a point. But now let's listen to what this young lady has to say. Her mother, who's on the Reparations Task Force for African Americans, is Ghanaian, Jamaican with Ghana roots, or I don't know, but she's not a full FBA, okay? Listen to the daughter.
I just want to bring up also some comments that was made. I want to further just a comment that was made. If I can't tell my stories if you can't tell your stories if you can't tell stories to your children, then you can ask people on the task force. I'm the person that you were talking about, and I heard stories that were made, and that was a group comment. Not only that, there was another group comment that said someone needs to be dedicated to the work. Everyone on this board is beyond qualified. You have not been dedicated to your research, because if you did your research on everybody, you wouldn't have said that comment. Not only that, there's a lack of respect and collaboration in this room. We've been here for a number of minutes, and it's disgusting to see these people who are dedicating, who are talking about the future of Atlantis, specifically South Fulton, and can't even cooperate and speak respectfully to each other. The obsession with immigration without mentioning other factors like mixed people is rude and sickening.
Okay, so basically, this is a young lady whose mother is on the board, and she's getting mad at Yvette Carnell because her situation is she's not a full African American like myself or Yvette Carnell. I believe that her mother's from Jamaica. So instead of basically agreeing that she is different than someone else, the young lady is arguing about how rude Yvette Carnell has said this, which if you can take offense to it being rude, that's one thing. But what Yvette Carnell is saying, is it true? Okay. And again, I don't know why somebody's daughter is here as a 15-year-old speaking on this situation, but okay, I guess he's allowed to do so. I guess age maybe doesn't matter here, but she's just saying that your lineage is different from our lineage, and you most likely are oppressed from where you come from, and we don't disregard that, but it is different.
Conceptualizing is the first thing that happens when addressing a nuanced situation. Shaming people is disrespectful. And I hope that next time, the next few people or the next people behind me, after that the last person, will realize that this is ridiculous. How everybody was addressed, how everybody said the same thing after this was said 5 times. I understand it's legitimacy. I understand this topic is very sensitive, but we have to address it full hand and not just shoot at one person or shoot at one topic. Immigration.
Again, let me just say this, and I know that I'm in the Pan-African community, but in situations like this, when Tariq Nasheed says you should delineate, I'm gonna have my little coming out party. I agree. There needs to be Pan-Africanism with extreme delineation at the same time. It doesn't mean that you're disrespectful, but we are from the same group. But my group, which is the African American community, #FBA, however you want to classify it, has a unique, distinct issue from somebody like this young lady or somebody else. That's why delineation is key. It doesn't mean disrespect, because we have things that we have fought for as a group that we need, just like you have things you fought for as a group that you need. Hey, I was talking to somebody the other day at a brunch about immigration in America. And then when we switched, she was okay with her Rwandese people coming over to America and getting over to America. But when I wanted to talk about, how do Rwandese feel about what they're owed from Belgium, she was like, well, you don't understand the Rwandese community. You can't speak on that. Okay. Great. And that let me know right there, delineation. She's delineating me based on that. And that doesn't mean that we can't work together. It doesn't mean that we can't support each other. It just means that delineation is a key. It doesn't disrupt Pan-Africanism. But for these conversations, it gets too disrespectful, even when you're trying to have conversations about this shouldn't even be a topic. I don't even know why the young lady is there. But Pan-Africanism with the extreme delineation is what I'm pushing from now on this channel or however else. Because again, I'm tired of people grifting from our community. I'm tired of that. I'm really extremely sick of it. I'm sick of the disrespect that's given to the community that I come from. And don't get me wrong, I know other groups can basically be disrespected, but I would never in my mind, if we're having a Ugandan conversation and a Ugandan person says, listen, we're wanting reparations from what happened with Britain, and other groups are different from us, we have a different story from you guys, I'm clapping with them. I don't have any problem with what they're saying. But when you want to grift off a community like this person does, and that's a lot of people that grift off our community, that want to be attached to our community because what it benefits them. But hey, in other aspects, we can't grift off of them. And I'm going to be honest and say that does happen. Hashtag FBA, those people who are from our lineage, we have to have a delineation factor here. Let's go. So hold on one second. So what happened was after this, people in the audience might have been rude to the young lady. They wasn't trying to hear that. They felt that the young lady should not have been up there speaking on this issue. It's a reparations committee. She shouldn't be up there. And I don't even know how this lady that's about to start speaking and going off, she should not be on the reparations committee because she's a Jamaican. I'm sorry. A Jamaican has no business on the reparations committee for African Americans. Just like we shouldn't be on their committee for that. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Okay? Yes, Pan-Africanism with certain limitations and respecting people's boundaries and letting them speak on certain issues. You don't see me trying to get in the Rwandese immigration things or whatever, or the Congolese, I need to be on the board. No, they have their own people who can do that and qualify for their groups.
Daughter said whatever she said, she has all right to say it. I think it is very rude for whoever said whatever they said to my daughter or about my daughter, that you had the audacity to do that to a 15-year-old, and you want to stand here and talk about reparations. Go and figure your shit out.
Okay, now you're turning up. Your daughter has the right to speak on it. For what? What? She's not a part of the reparations conversation. She shouldn't be there. I'm sorry. And she's a child. What is she doing there in the first place? Why is she not at school? So of course, some people are gonna push back on that because what she's saying is she's out of place. She's out of pocket. And then here you are as a professional cursing. Okay, I'm gonna say this. You're acting very hood. You're about to see how she's about to go off. Check this out.
That's a 15-year-old. That's a 15-year-old. That's a 15-year-old. That's a 15-year-old.
She got on the mic.
Period. Somebody said something about.
It's a 15-year-old speaking on adult issues, so she's getting mocked like an adult because she shouldn't be there because you're her mother and you should protect her from such a sensitive conversation. Like the young lady said, it is very sensitive. So a 15-year-old, no, you don't get to say whatever you feel like saying from certain people because they're going to disagree with you. I don't know exactly what was said to her. Obviously, I wouldn't say it, but she shouldn't be in that position anyway because it is a sensitive conversation. As a parent, you failed. Oh, look at her now. Look at her. Oh, she cursing now. She cursing. This is somebody that's on the reparations committee. That's a Jamaican.
Fuck out of here! Fuck out of here! I'm good, but let me just say this. Grown-ass people talking to my child, I don't need no escort. I don't need an escort. Don't talk to
Oh, city girls, period.
Then go tell your people, don't fucking talk about my child ever. Fuck that.
And these ain't my people. We all people. Come on now.
You want to sit your man back? You want to see an immigrant?
Okay, here now it's coming out.
Immigrant today. Fuck out of here. You fucking get the fuck out of here. You get the fuck out of here.
Woo.
You get the fuck out of here.
Woo.
If I don't, and if I don't, and if I don't, and if I don't,
Can't be on the task force, bro.
Exactly, here, the brother. She shouldn't be on the task force. Look how she acting. You shouldn't be there. And then look at you with all that, look, you're acting like a city girl, weaving and selling, hella bad attitudes. No wonder why you let your child get up there and talk like that. Cause you don't, I bet you ain't got no man. I can already tell that. That's neither here nor there. It's disrespectful as hell. Let's continue.
There was a youth non-tax-paying citizen who made a comment. She was
Thank you, sister. A non-tax-paying citizen. Thank you.
She was pretty much upset because she felt like everybody was being disrespectful to immigrants. Her mother sits on the task force.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother is half Black American, half Caribbean. So the mother got upset because she thought somebody said something to her daughter. I didn't hear it. Somebody said that they said the girl was wrong.
Okay.
It's public comments, so you can have your opinion. And then afterwards, when the meeting was about to be adjourned, the young lady's mother said, no, we're not adjourning this meeting until I say what needs to be said. And so she began to go off on everyone in attendance. And the thing was, who said it? Address it to that person.
Exactly. Address it to the person, okay? Let's look at the comments of people that wanted to react to what happened. This is why immigrants don't belong in our community and conversations. Reverend Damian Jones, keep your children out of adult business. It was past her bedtime. Why is a 15-year-old speaking anyway? This is Ann Hill Bond, who is half Black American, half Caribbean. She was removed from the task force because she's compromised. There can be no balance and fair discussion regarding lineage versus race. Breaking Brown was 100% correct. Clout, how do we get her removed from the task force? These people, immigrants, are getting out of control. She needs to go back to her homeland and help her people while she's getting mad at our operations. I want everybody to get what's rightfully there. She needs to be talking about that, Capricorn, instead of getting mad, okay? Let me kind of get back to the conversation at hand. And again, the fact that she was very unprofessional, and the daughter, who is maybe doesn't understand what's going on. She's a non-tax paying citizen. She absolutely has no business there. You know, like I said, this is a problem. She shouldn't be up there. And I hope they get her removed because she is compromised. On this platform and issues like this, I'm going to speak to it. Pan-Africanism with extreme delineation. Okay? Extreme delineation. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode here of Kinganda. Fair use. We're out.